with dark history. The comfort women, or Asia's forgotten daughters, they were just girls, but history never gave them back their names. This is a story Japan tried to erase, and Asia still mourns. February 30th, 1945. The empire expands as Imperial Japan expanded its territory in the 1930s and into World War II. They built more than just military bases. They created something darker, comfort stations. Sounds harmless? They were military-run brothels, and inside them were over 200,000 girls from Korea, China, the Philippines, Indonesia, Burma, Vietnam, and even parts of Malaysia and Thailand. Most were teenagers. Some were as young as 12. They were taken by force, or tricked with promises of jobs and school, only to be trapped and abused daily by soldiers. And they had no names, only numbers. The women were stripped of identity, culture, and dignity. They were renamed, often tattooed or numbered, moved from camp to camp, as if they were military equipment. Most never saw their families again. And when the war ended in 1945, they weren't freed with medals or honors. They were abandoned, silenced and shamed by their own countries for something they never chose. Then silenced by shame for decades, these women, known as comfort women, never spoke. Many died without ever telling a soul. In Korea, survivors were rejected. In Japan, their story was denied. In the Philippines, they were ignored. It wasn't until the 1990s, over 50 years later, that survivors finally broke their silence, speaking out in court, on camera, and to the world, but justice still hasn't come. On what they asked for wasn't a tea money. It was acknowledgement. Japan has issued partial apologies, but never full responsibility. Some textbooks don't even mention it. Some leaders say it never happened. And so these women, now elderly, protest every Wednesday in front of Japanese embassies. One held a sign that read, "I was 14. I am 90 now, still waiting for the world to believe me." Why you've never heard this story? Because it's uncomfortable. Because it's not in most history classes. Because even in Asia, many governments would rather forget. But forgetting is how darkness wins. Because they weren't soldiers. They weren't criminals. They were just daughters, taken by war and erased by silence. Say their names. Remember their pain.